One of the major reasons that Tracey has copped so much criticism is because she's so open to new ideas. And also the fact that she participates in a lot of the things that we do. So she runs, she does boxing, yoga and weights.
People might think her being soft as being a weakness. It's not. I've seen Tracey play the law down, but they respect her. When Tracey says you've got to do it, they know they've got to do it. She's not soft, no. No way. She's one hard lady, you know.
And the guys can't cut. You all right?
When they come and train, it's so intense. They average over 5,000 steps in half an hour, over 3,000 arm movements.
Let's go, girls, quick on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
This is unbelievable, the way that they can do it, and the way they've adapted to it, because they have a tremendous mental approach to it. And I put that down to Tracey.
It's great that Kirsten and I can beat the boys and give them a run for the money.
Les is telling me that the girls are getting better at boxing every time, and he's telling me that I'm going to have a run for my money now when I'm down there boxing. But I love it. I get such a kick out of it, and I'm so aggressive down there. I get a bit nuts. I'm very difficult during competition. I'm emotional high, emotional low, and I'm up and down right before a race. So, Tracey helps me to get to that stage and being more relaxed. Usually once I get to race day, I'm fine, but it's just, the last 2 weeks, I'm moody, I can be grumpy, or I can just be hyperactive, and hyperactive to, no one's understanding, just loopy.
The World Championships, he was getting suited up. 20 minutes it takes to suit up. As I went to zip it up, I sort of twigged it the wrong way and I popped the zipper. And he's gone into this state of panic. We've got 12 minutes, I've got to be in the call room, I've got to be ready to go into the marshalling area. And I said, you'll be right, we'll get the suit on. And then I started giggling. He goes, this is not the moment that we need to be giggling. I said, well, I think we just need to have a relaxed atmosphere here. And he said, well, I'll tell you when it needs to be relaxed, when the suit's on.
They're away in the big event. Thorpe will take out the World Championship. Thorpe wins. No world record.
Tracey, it was a case of, changes I've made in his program, year 1, have had success. Let's see how we can go for the next preparation, which would be the Olympics.
I heard a noise, and I responded to the noise as soon as the start, and then in the meantime realised that it wasn't actually the starter signal. Tried to hold myself, and where I have my point of gravity on the blocks, I continue to fall in the water. What was an extremely difficult situation to deal with at the Olympic trials when I fell into the pool. I think Tracey dealt with it very well.
It was left to Thorpe's coach to do the talking.
Things happen, he is only human. He's no machine, and we saw that yesterday. As far as Ian as an athlete has been concerned, nothing has ever gone wrong.
That accidental tumble into the pool on Saturday.
The whole world just looked and said, this can't be happening.
An honourable way of handling what is atrocious bad luck and a real tragedy for the country.
He's the best in the world, so send him.
Thorpe could still swim the event if Stephen stands aside.
If I got to pick someone, it would have been Craig in that event, so it's great that, he's been able to make the Olympic team.
Craig was pressured a lot by the media to make a decision and make a decision quickly as to what he wanted to do.
My coaches, I guess, and myself would sit down and have a think about what's going to be best. I can just imagine how hard it would have been for her, not only being Ian's coach and being my former assistant coach, but also being a good friend of mine. She just said, it's your decision, you just do what you feel best, and I'm just going to stick with you no matter what you do. And
Olympic swimmer Craig Stevens has confirmed he'll give up his 400-metre freestyle spot.
The decision I've made is to stand aside in the 400 freestyle in the hope that I'll get to see Ian swim that race on the final of day 1 of the Olympic Games. Craig has always been a good mate, so, that was, what was more important to me than the opportunity to swim, and his reasonings for doing it, for me were very flattering, and, I'm glad that I do have a friend like that. I think that was good for everyone else in Australia to see what he's like.
Swimming's one part of what they do, but they're going to be friends for the rest of their life, and I think that's the thing that was really highlighted.
To realise that she was the only female coach to be named on the team since 1972, which is the year she was born, is a good insight into the achievement.
For me, being my first Olympics, it was so great to go through that with Tracey, because we'd be sitting on the bus and we'd go, "Hey Tracey, we're at the Olympics," and she'd go, "I know," and just seeing how happy she was, and to be sharing that experience with was very special and something I'll treasure forever.
Here's Ian Thorpe. 5 world records in this event, and Ian Thorpe came here under the greatest pressure he's ever encountered in his illustrious career. Unbeaten for 6 years, the 9 fastest times.
I think Tracey's biggest challenge was probably just having me perform.
Representing Australia, Ian Thorpe.
I think the 400 night, he looked really nervous. He didn't have that same sort of glow about him.
Clean start. Thorpe up very quickly here into his stroke. Hackett with him.
I knew that I wasn't going to be able to swim the 400 how I'd swum it previously. I knew that, there was going to be a lot of things going through my mind, a lot of emotion, a lot of people that I was kind of feeling as though, this was in part their race as well.
Here's the turn, 50 to go. Thorpe leads.
Tracey, Craig, all the people that had supported me. And so it was kind of this race that I just knew I was just going to be this wreck and emotional in it, and I don't swim like that. I remove all emotion when I swim, and I just do what I've trained to do.
Just in front, Hackett's close.
Watching her at the Olympics and seeing how Ian raced just made me cry at 2:45 a.m. in the morning, and just feeling such joy for both of them.
Hackett's very close, really close, closing.
I think he held a lot on his shoulders that night when he raced, and to see the emotion, it wasn't until I saw footage of him, the emotion in his face, that it was like a sheer relief that it was over.
Touch, they hit it.